Welcome to another video from East Beds Bushcraft, the home of #survival.
Greetings Bushcrafters and survivalists, it's Buzz here back in the Noodletorium. Yes, I'm back in Hearn's Storatorium for another noodle review, and this one I think might be a bit of a rule breaker. I had these noodles sent in to me from a good friend of mine and prepper, bushcrafter and prepper up in Scotland, Shona. Hiya Shona, thanks for sending these in. Now, interesting these ones. Let's see why I'm going to call them a rule breaker. Okay, so these are made by Crown Foods. They're called What Chicken. Okay, so that's the name of it, What Chicken. Chicken in chili and Thai basil sauce with noodles. Now, what immediately struck me is the fact that it's in a cardboard box for a change instead of a plastic noodle pot. So we've got a cardboard noodle pot. Huzzah! However, and this is the issue, I said I was going to stick with cooking noodles as the manufacturers recommend, according to what you can do at camp. This is where I'm going to have to break the rules with these ones, because it says here, empty the contents of the noodles and the sauce pouches into the box. Okay, so obviously there's noodles and sauce pouches in here. And then it says microwave for approximately 2.5 minutes. Well, then mix thoroughly and enjoy. Well, I've got no microwave at camp, unless I take a microwave and take my petrol Jenny with me and hook it up. So these are kind of going to break the rules. So what do we do? Well, let's face it, these are already pre-cooked, it would seem. I haven't opened them yet, but they just need heating up. Now, I could heat these up perhaps by sticking them in my Crusader cup, and I'm a bit concerned, like those wok style noodles that we had, they all stuck to the inside of my Crusader pot. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to just improvise, see how it goes. I've got 250 milliliters of water in there, because the what we're trying to do in this instance is not cook them as much as heat them up. Now, what's also interesting, I haven't opened this yet, what's also interesting is on the bottom the best before date. Remember, best before, not eat by, because as Zach would say, best before, not too bad after. So if we want to stock these up in our preps, they have basically got they're good for 2026, halfway through. So yeah, about a year before the best before. How long they'll last after that, I have no idea. But certainly you've got a year's worth of storage on these particular noodles, which may do well, who knows. But I do love the fact they're in a cardboard box. So should we cheat at this? Okay, let me turn excuse me for a moment while a nice sharp knife. There we go. Right, let's just a little sticker on the top. Okay, let's remove that. Try not to destroy the box. There you go. Right, because I believe that's meant to hook back together again. Yeah, it's got a little tongue on it. Okay, it's got a little tongue on it, so that's why I didn't want to just rip it apart, because I suppose the thing is, if you're going to microwave this, you're meant to like pop it back together. But we're not microwaving. We're not using, as Nigella would say, the, what is it? The microwave. Yes, a cardboard box. And we have inside a Mylar packet. And pretty much the same with the noodles. Look at that. So it did say sauce packets, but it's one sauce packet. And noodles. That's pretty good. I'd say the noodles, they're looking quite thick, and there's about the same as what I would expect in an instant noodle packet. But that is one hell of a big packet of sauce. I'm wondering do you think I put too much water in? Thing is, I'm going to heat these through for a couple of minutes until I think that they are, you know, heated through enough to eat. So I suppose the other way we could do that is you could just heat these actually in water, couldn't you, without taking them out? Should we do that? That would be just like using an MRE then, wouldn't it? Good idea, Buzz. Right, so in that case, I think I might top that water up. Bear with me, I'll be back in a minute. Actually, I'm back immediately because I've got bottles of water here. I didn't think about that. So here we go. We are going to top the water up to 500 millilitres. We are going to put the noodles in there, and we are going to put the sauce packet in there, squish it down, okay. I've got my, this is brilliant, this is cardboard, superb. Okay, let's go. We are alight, so let's zoom forward once I've got these nicely on the boil, and I'm going to stick, I mean obviously they're meant to be in a microwave. Boom, let's stick a 2-minute timer on. Let's see where we're after 2 minutes. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo. Right, I cheated. So I've had them in the water. I had them in there for 4 minutes to actually get the water up to a boil, a rolling boil. Turned them down, and I've had them simmering now for another minute, so 5 minutes in total. They've been sitting in there chugging away. Also, after I put them in the water, what I did is I just tore the corners just to let the air out the bags. You don't want these exploding or anything, so tear the corners, put them in the water, job done. Right, 5 minutes. Let's turn that off. Right, these are going to be hot. Right, I have a cardboard noodle box. Right, let's see if I can get these out with my fingies. It is steaming. Steaming, steaming, steaming. Okay, let's tear that open. Also, be careful because you don't want to have your plastic packet hanging over the edge and then getting caught by the flames. Well, look, the noodles are steaming. Let's go for the sauce. Wow, ooh, that's hot. I have got my gloves here just in case, but you know, it might be a cold day. Yeah, I'm down New Asgard on the old Bushcraft camp. It's pretty cold, having a hot packet to deal with. We'll warm my fingers up. There we go. Do you know what? The one thing I don't know about these, I'm going to just close it up for a minute. Let's give it a stir. There are chunks of chicken in this. Let's use the interweb. There we go. See what we got here. Let's go there. Okay. Right, what we got? Right, it says here low price is £1. Well, that's answered that question because I was wondering how much these cost. There you go. Let's put that in. Cost. Try chicken noodles. Okay. This is what I want to know. £1.49 from B&M. Current price. So this is on the slightly more expensive side, but we got hot water. I don't know with the plastic and foil packet whether I'd want to use that for making a brew, but certainly I can use it for washing up afterwards. Okay, it is still steaming, so let's say I've heated it up enough. These are really thick noodles, and look, chunks of chicken. I don't know if you can see that. Chunks of chicken and vegetables. Right, let's go for this. These are massive noodles. Right, okay. Certainly heating them up in the water has got the temperature nicely up. Noodles are actually a bit hard. I don't know if they'd actually soften up more in a microwave, but they are biteable. Right, let's fast forward for me scoffing these and we'll see what my verdict is. Right, we are back. They were chunky noodles. I actually I like those. They were nice. A little bit maybe stuck together. I don't know whether or not perhaps if I'd got the original packet and tried to squish them down a little bit and got them in the water, maybe simmered them for another minute or so, perhaps heated them through a bit more. But they were certainly heated through. You could see the steam coming off them. Nice big packet of sauce. No noodle soup. Okay. Tiniest little bit of residue in the bottom. I'm loving this packet. Do you know why I love this packet? Because I can just bust this down. I could put these things in that packet and bust it down. So frankly, I'll be taking home from camp. I can put, if I open up the noodle one, turn that one upside down, stick that in there. So I've basically got this amount of rubbish, and to be fair, this is just waxed cardboard. If I wanted to, I could just chuck that on the fire. I could probably even tear it up and just use it as a fire lighter. Don't even need to take that home with me. So there you go. As far as the size, okay, so the size in your backpack, it's taking up about the same sort of size as a normal noodle pot. But the fact is, you can obviously, if you did want to burn this and you want to take it home, you can squash this right down and just shove it in your backpack. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, bowl, a little bit bulky. It's not like a instant noodle packet which you can just make into a little ball. But you know, if you've got a fire going, I mean, obviously not going to burn it on your gas cooker, are you? But if you're going to have a fire, then you can probably burn that off and just take the packets out. Do you know, I really like that. Flavour was, there's a little spice. I can still taste that little Thai chilli. Yeah, so Thai chilli and Thai basil sauce, and it actually had some big chunks of chicken in it, which was nice, and some vegetables. £1.49. This is a treat noodle, I would say. Not impossible to eat at camp without a microwave, as I've just proven. Might take a little bit of, you know, a little bit of play, a little bit more simmering, whatever, just to get it, you know, to the perfection, because we're breaking the rules with this. We're not cooking it the way they asked us to cook it. But I actually think what chicken noodles, really nice. Packaging, not too bad. These are not knocking my socks out the park though, flavour wise, but they're pretty good. I think these are going to come in at a strong 8. Okay, so strong 8 from Buzz on the What Chicken Noodles. Anyway, thanks for watching another noodly doodly video, and I shall catch you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the East Beds Bushcraft channel. See you all again soon.